Hello friends, welcome to my channel Sushant. Today we are at the next topic, that is how to generate attack from the openings. We have seen couple of examples. Today we are going to look at a game from white side and let us see how the attack can be developed from the opening itself. E4 G6, it's a modern defense game. White goes D4 Bg7. Black's idea is to put pressure on the white center. White plays LC3. Well, very much one might ask, why not an F3? Generally the king's knight should be developed first. Very true, but white wants to use the fact that the bishop has been fianchetted, so the squares F6 and H6 will become weak when this bishop is not present. So one of the main lines or main ideas for white is to trade this C1 bishop for this G7 bishop, for which he aims to develop the bishop on the queen side first. So white wants to go B3, QD2 and trade this bishop. Moreover, he will like to castle long and develop attack on the king side. We will soon see that. Black goes D6 so that an F6 can be played easily. White plays bishop E3, an F6, F3. Very important move, stopping NG4, because this bishop has to be traded only for this G7 bishop. Castle, QD2, C6. Seeing that white is going to castle now, black wants to prepare B5, A5 and attack on the white king as well. So white goes castle. Right now if ND7 is played, then it fails to the tactic E5, D takes E5, D takes E5, and we see that knight cannot take on E5 because D8 would be lost. So knight has to go back to E8, and now see after E6, FE, we can make out after bishop C4, white's position is very strong. E6 and E7 are doubled pawns, knight can go to H3, G5 and E6 will be eventually taken. And look at the black pieces, they are all badly placed. So of course black plays B5, this was one of his ideas. Now white goes H4. This lesson is much about choosing the opening, how to choose opening. So I must tell you, when we prepare openings, see, this is one of the things which we have in mind. What will be the future plan? What kind of attack I want in the position, or I want a positional advantage. Advantage of playing a sharp opening is that it is very good to improve our tactical play and feel of sharp play by both. In a positional game on the other hand, risk is much less, but slight advantage can be retained. So here see, white wants to go bishop H6, H5 and attack. Now see, in opposite side castle, three types of situations can happen. Like here, white wants to attack with pawn, so black can also do that. There can be a piece attack on the king, the opponent can also do piece attack. Or there can be piece attack by one side and the other side can use pawns. See here in this position, black should ideally go for the move queen A5 and then try to use B4. Even then overall in this position, white's chances are much better. There are many lines in which after B4, this knight just drops back to B1 and queen A2 is given up. See, by then white gets BH6, H5 and all. So in this game, black went with the move A5. White goes bishop H6. Now instant if B4 would allow knight A4. So A4 first, H5 and B4. Game has become very sharp. See, this position can be used very nicely for a tactical exercise or a solving position. But I chose to get it from the opening so that we develop the feel how such a position can be brought. And see, white's opening preparation paid off well. Of course, black didn't play very well. That is one of the reasons, because this pawn attack here with A5 and B5 is very slow against white's piece attack combined by the pawn move H4, H5. From here, white wins by force in all lines. Let's see what white should try to do. See, of course, moving the knight is a very slow method. Knight B1 can be played because even then B3 is still slow, but black will get some play. White decided to go with the move Bg7. The first tactical point being, see, after Bg7, if B takes C3, then there just comes queen H6. The bishop is protected, F8 rook hangs. After C takes B2, just KB1. White would not take KB2 in most cases. And now see, after the move rook E8, white can go H takes G6, F takes G6, and we can see that now soon black will be melted. Bishop F6, e takes f6, qh7 check, king f8, and amongst many moves like d5 trying to block the e6 square, there is the very strong qg6 threatening rook h7 and rook h8 both. So if ke7, there comes rook h7 check, ke6 and d5 check. It's game over. If instant ke5, then qg3 mates, and after c takes d5, e takes d5, king e5, then just comes queen e4 checkmate. So this is how, see, white's attack we can see is very fast. So after b takes g7, black went k takes g7. Now comes h takes g6. Second variation now. If b takes c3 still, we can make out this bc3 is actually never possible because white's attack becomes very sharp and immediately decisive. See now, king g8 forced, and there comes the very strong c, g7, rook e8, e5. We see that the knight is in trouble. D would just allow bd3, and after knight d7 also, ef6, knight f6, bd3. There is no defense to bh7, nh7, qh7 mate. So white wins very easily. Thus after hg, black has to go with the move fg6. If hg6, then queen h6 and queen h8 mates. Still white goes queen h6 check, kf7, trying to escape with his king from the e8 square. Now still comes e5. White has never bothered to move his knight. See, this game is now almost over. D takes e5 just allows d e5 when the queen is attacked and the knight is attacked. So b takes c3, e takes f6, and here perhaps black could try kf6, but see how dangerous it looks. So black went first c takes b2, kb1, and now e takes f6. Here also white won by force. Queen takes h7 check. If k e8, then re1 would soon mate. So king comes out to e6, and now comes d5 check. Very strong and winning instantly. King is not allowed the d5 square, and after cd we see that there is re1 check, kf5, bd3 check, kf4, qh4 check, qh2 would have also won, and after bishop g4, g3 mates or knight h3 mates. White could mate here in many ways. Queen h2, kg5, qh4 was also mating. So through these examples, what I am trying to show is how we can choose sharp openings and try to do game study of those lines. Eventually, as we cover all the lines, our play will be more profound and we would get feel of those sharp positions, and eventually the results will be better. I hope you are finding the concept useful and instructive. Do let me know in the comments below. Thanks for your time.